code and explain you things further on it. Let me share my screen again once and white build. So we have opened one whiteboard over here, and on this whiteboard only we'll be able to understand things well, how it needs to be done. Okay. Now, as you guys are able to see this, first question is, what is React, right? What is React? So according to Facebook, who is the creator of React, they tell us that React is just an UI library. Okay, it is just an UI library to create beautiful user. So it has been created using JavaScript, right? So it is JavaScript UI library. Okay, so it was introduced in 2013 by Facebook. Okay, Facebook created it for their own usage. Okay, it was initially integrated with Instagram, or you can say it was integrated, or it was built to integrate it with their Facebook feed actually. Okay, not Instagram, I'm sorry. It was created for their Facebook feed. Okay, Facebook, to add it in their feed, right? So you might ask me now that there are a lot of other things in the market as well, right? So why it is necessary and why it is so important to learn about React, right? So let me just remove it down once, and once I have removed it properly. So as I mentioned, it is a JavaScript library, right? So you might think that how it is being called as a JavaScript library, right? So JavaScript library simply means that it has been given, okay. It has been given and made on JavaScript only, right? It has been made on JavaScript. So it has been made on JavaScript, right? Okay. So if you understand this point clearly, so React is by far the most popular language, or you can say library or framework in the market. Okay. It is React is sorry, I'm sorry, is most popular, right? Most popular library. And there are a few features that makes it different from others, okay, others in the market that is present, right? So what are the different features that it provides you? What are the different features that it provides you, and why it is so important to learn React? Let us just look into it. Okay, so for few features I would like to tell you that the features that it provides is actually, if you like, I will have to say, tell you the first important feature that it provides is single page application. Okay, single page application. Okay, and the other provides is basically, which is one-way data binding. Okay, I'll come and explain you each and every point. Just give me a short while. One way or I would rather write one-way data binding. One-way data binding. Third important feature that it provides is actually it uses JSX. Okay, now you might think, what are all these things, right? What are all this thing that I'm talking about actually, right? So it's nothing actually. I'll have to tell you that when I talked about this single page application, so let me tell you that there are two kinds of applications in web. Okay. So first one would be, you can say, web application, which is multi-page application, and other one is single page application. All the other pages, all the other website that you see on your on your computer system and laptops, that if that page get reloads, okay, if that page get reloads after every click, if you, let us suppose you have clicked on any link and you are just trying to move on to a different page and your whole web page is getting loaded, that web page is called, or that website is called as mu- multi-page application. Okay. And if, let us say, if you have, if you generally take example of Facebook, anyway, React was introduced for Facebook only initially, right? But although it was made open source for all the people in the market, but if you take an example of Facebook and think about it, so if you see, if you have ever liked any photo, any post, if you ever liked any comment, okay, if you went to any notification tab or any of the tabs, that whole website doesn't get load. If whatever things you are clicking on, that simply loads. Okay. So which makes it single page application, right? So which makes it single page application, which means it, whatever amount of things that you want to change or replace on your web page, for that only you will be adding, and you will be wanting it to change. Otherwise, different things need not to be changed. Okay. So that is what single page application means. Other than that, if you understand this one-way data binding simply means React has one single thread. Okay. Means in React, data flows from top to bottom. Okay. Data flows from top to bottom manner. Okay. That is what one-way data binding simply means. It cannot move from bottom to top, but it can move from top to bottom only. So that is what one-way data binding means. Simply your data, whatever data you are working on, which can flow from top to bottom manner, not top to bottom manner, not bottom to up manner. Okay. Then you have this JSX. JSX simply means two things. Okay. JSX plus XML. XML is also a markup language if you know it. Okay. XML is a markup language. If you talk about it, React allows us to write. React allows us to write JavaScript and HTML code in a single line or in a single file. Okay, so that is what the beauty of, we can say, React. Okay, so it uses JavaScript and HTML. There is a, it has been merged two languages and it has made a language of its own, which is JSX, right? Which is JSX, okay, which stands for JavaScript Extensible Markup Language. Okay, JSX, simply like that. Okay, then let me erase this. And one more important feature that I would like to tell you is component based. Okay, you might think that what's component actually, right? So component, if I'll have to tell you, component is nothing but your simple function only. Okay, if you have created any function, if you have worked with functions or any programming language, you might understand this better, that whatever functions you have created, okay, so that acts accordingly. Whatever functions you're calling in, that function will be executed function. And if you're not aware about function as well, so let me tell you that as well once to you. Just let me remove this. Yeah. So let's come again. Yeah. So what's function now? What's Function, it is a block of code, right? Block of code that needs to be executed for specific operation. Okay, this is what your function is. Okay, now as I said, it is, sorry, React is component based. So what I meant to say is that can be the fourth feature of React. Okay, what is component, right? So component is just like your function. Okay, but in React everything is being created in component. Let us say this is your web page. Okay, this is your web page. If you have seen Facebook's web page, okay, you might be able to see some, there would be one section here. Okay, there would be one section here. There is one navbar here. Okay, there is going to be one navbar here. Okay, there is your complete feed section over in this portion. Okay, in this portion you will be having feed section, right, where you will be able to see different feeds of different people, right? So by this you can say that okay, and there must be something else over here. Okay, let us say if you, there is one post over here. Okay, there is one post over here and there is one like, comment and share option is there. Okay, if you have liked this thing, or let us say if you have commented it as well, okay, no matter. So this page content, like, anyway this is a single page only, but there is some content on the left side, there is some content on the top, and there is some content on the right as well. So if you are just working with this part, okay, this part of this particular web application, so this whole content need not to be replaced. Okay, so that is what single page application means actually. Okay, so if you are clicking on it, this thing will only be returned, or this thing will only be executed. Okay, so whole page is not going to reload. And other thing is, let us say if you can say you can create components. We were talking about component. So this is whole one component, this is one component, this is one component. Okay, for that matter, if this post is one component, like button is a component, and share button is component, and comment button is also component. So you can divide and different, like you can divide React components into n number of smaller chunks. Okay, so in a web application there can be multiple components which can perform, or I should write, which has their own task to perform, right? So which has their own task to perform. So this is what component means actually. Okay, so these are two things and few features that we tried and understood about React. Other than that, I would just like to tell you about jobs that are available in the market. Okay, if you are aware about JavaScript, anyway, if you are learning web development, okay, anyway, if you are learning web development, it is very important to understand and have foundational knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, right? But most of you have some, might be having some, like, desires to get a front end job and all. Okay, so to get that thing, to get a front end job itself, I'm not really sure if you are aware about back end fully and front end fully, but let me tell you what is front end. Okay, so what is front end actually? you guys have joined in this session, that means that you must be an web development enthusiast. Okay. So actually front end consists of, if I talk about fundamental things, then it is HTML, CSS, and then JavaScript, right? So these are the fundamental things that consist, and using which you can create a web page. Okay. But if we will move a little forward, okay, and a little more unique thing, if you are wanting to make it, okay, so what you can do is you can just learn React. Okay. To learn React, it is important to learn JavaScript. If you are not aware about JavaScript, then you should not learn React anyway. Okay. Because there are lots and lots of concepts that comes under it, like ES6 concept. Okay. Which is important to learn React. Okay. So also, if you have learned it, then React would be a piece of cake. If you are just aware about JavaScript, it would be a piece of cake for you. If you have learned JavaScript very well, right? So learning React would be a task of 15 days, mere 15 days, and you will be able to learn React completely from scratch to advanced level, right? There is one last concept that I need to tell you about React is React, as I mentioned, it works on JSX, right? It works on JSX, which is HTML plus JavaScript. You are able to write it in React file only, right? React file, you can write it. But how, if it is being JSX, then how our browser, if you understand this, browser compiles your code, right? It gets into the backend, it compiles, it get compiled, and it renders on the screen, right? But how this JSX understand this browser? So there is something called Babel. Okay, there is something called Babel and Webpack. Okay. You might ask me now that what is the use of Babel and what is Webpack? So let me tell you. What Babel does is actually, as I mentioned, this ES6 version, right? So browser understands ES or till ES5. Okay, browser understand till ES5, but this JavaScript code is been written in ES6, right? So there is some issues, right? How these issues are being solved? So there comes in your Babel and Webpack. What this both actually does is, as I said, you will be creating components to create a React project, right? There will be different chunks of components. Okay, multiple chunks actually, right? Multiple chunks of component, right? As I mentioned. So if you will merge all those chunks, okay, there is a small chunks. Okay, if you have made it, if you have just gathered it over here and made a bundle of it, okay, like this bundle of it. So this thing is being done by Webpack. Webpack bundles up all the components and files that you have created to make a React project. Okay. So ये Webpack क्या करता है? Webpack just does it task like Webpack bundles up all the thing. Okay. And what Babel does is, as I mentioned, every code is been written in ES6 version. So it needs to get translated to ES5 as well, right? ES5 में translate होना जरूरी है. It is important. So there comes in your Babel. What actually it does is, it just transpiles. Okay. If I'll have to write it like this, transpile. Okay. Transpile or compile, you can say. Both are same. Okay. You can say transpile or compile, which is whatever code we have written in JSX. Okay. So browser doesn't understand this. So it needs it to execute or compile, or you can say transpile into older version of JavaScript, which is ES5. That is the reason it goes on like that. So this is your GS5, right? So it gets converted, and that's how it is going and happening, and your code is being executed and it is being rendered on the screen, right? So that is how it is there. And one more last important thing that you need to understand before learning JavaScript, I mean, before learning React is, it's virtual DOM. Okay. Now you might ask me what is virtual DOM and what's actually a DOM, right? Anyway, we don't understand this. Please explain us, right? So let me explain you that as well. So there is a concept which is also a feature. Okay, I told you till now, if you remember, I told you 4 features till now, right? First one was about a single page application. Second one was about, if you remember, components, right? Third one was basically about JSX. Fourth one was something, right? I guess it was, okay, anyway, I'm not able to remember that, but still, last feature which is virtual DOM, okay, which is virtual DOM. Okay. And in this virtual DOM, what's happened is, but what is DOM actually? Document object model. Okay. So this is what your DOM is. You might ask me, HTML file that you have seen, okay, HTML file that is being rendered on the screen, it is your document. That is simple, okay. And it is being added in a tree-like structure where you have HTML. There is HTML kender, there is something called head, right? There is something called body. And in this head, there will be something else like title and meta tag, all those things, right? There are different things. Body may will be having, let's say, h1 tag, p tag, all those things. So this is what your document object simply means. What React does is actually, uh, every time it is having two virtual DOMs. Okay. So let us say if in first virtual DOM, or in your document, it is h1 tag which is getting rendered. H1 tag mein uh, there is being written Guru class. Okay. Guru class is being written in it. And let's say if I have made changes in this Guru class and if I have added one more ES in it, so this thing has changed. Okay. So initially in this just Guru class was written. Okay. But right now, once it will check that what changes have been made into the text. Okay. So it will notice that there is ES which is being changed in it. Okay. So what it will does, it will take, this is just a snapshot. Okay. You can say this is just a snapshot. Okay. Virtual DOM takes a snapshot of earlier version and the current version. Okay. This is the current version, snapshot of current version. Okay. So it will both check it. Okay. So it sees that ES is being changed. So nothing other, whatever, let's say if there would be P1 tag, sorry, not P1, it's P tag. Okay. P tag, form tag, any tag that you are there, that you are able to see, any content that you are able to see on your screen. Okay. Nothing is being changed. Okay. Just ES is being changed. So it will just change this thing, not any other thing. Right. So it will just change that thing by comparing both the screenshot, or you can say snapshot of it, right? Initially, it would be older version of snapshot with current version of snapshot get checked, and if whatever changes is being made, it is rendered on the screen, right? It is rendered on the screen. So that makes it faster and popular, right? That makes it faster and popular. As Manan also said that in today's time, there are more than 70% of market has been captured by React. Okay. So there are lots. You can also become a React developer once you learn React. Anyway, you can also become, once again, yeah, you can also become a front-end developer for that matter. Okay. So there are lots of job of React developer, front-end developer in the market if you are learning about React, which is very important tool. If you want to learn React in this course, we are anyway we have a course which is FSD, which is in which we learn, we make students learn each and every aspect of React. Okay, using different you can say different projects, capstone projects that you have wished to make someday, right? So that is all about this React. what are the features that are present in React. So I hope you guys have liked it, and if you guys have any question, you guys can just put it in the chat box so that I can come to it and I can answer it one by one. And Manan, over to you, and I'm done with it.
Thank you so much, Sharat, for this amazing session. Yeah. Guys, as Sharat said, if you guys have any kind of questions, you can ask on the chat box so that Sharat can resolve that all the questions. Okay. Meanwhile, let me just introduce you again about Unicaksha. So we are an online educational platform which provides different online courses like full stack development and many more. Okay, you're going to learn like everything, every coding things, and like from basic to advanced level, I can say to the dynamic level. Okay, so you're going to make your own websites like Amazon, Netflix, Grow, Flipkart, and many more over here. So if you want to have a one-on-one free counseling sessions, like let's say for an example, you are a college student or you are a fresher or you are a working professional and you want to know like what is the best thing for your own future. So I am just launching a poll, like it says, if you are interested to know more about our program, or if you are interested to know what exactly you should do for your own future, so just select yes for that. Our counselors will gonna call you and they will gonna guide you about your future. Okay, I'll just wait for 10 seconds for this poll, then we can connect with you and we will surely gonna tell you what exactly is best for you. Okay, so I guess everyone have answered, so we can end this poll now. Yes, perfect. So I guess everyone have known everything about this, like today's session. Still, I'm just, like, let's wait for 1 more minute, or I can say 2 more minutes. If you have any kind of questions to me, any kind of questions to Sharat, so that you can ask that questions. Okay. Like Manohar, Abhijit, any questions you have? So again, I'm telling you, everyone, whoever have attended this Guru class will going to receive the certificate also. Okay. So we would love if whenever you receive the certificate, just share that certificate on LinkedIn, and by tagging Unicaksha and use hashtags like hashtag Unicaksha, hashtag full stack development and all. And we will love to see that, like if you do that on Instagram also and Facebook also, like you can just follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and you can just visit our website also for the upcoming sessions and all. So on every Saturday, we do, live or free Guru class like today's session, okay, with, great mentors that we have. So you can just like follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram so that you can have proper updates about those. And on every Sunday, like tomorrow, we also do the free webinars. So if you want to join that webinar, you can just visit our website and register yourself for the webinar. So I guess none of you have any kind of question, so I guess we can end this session. Am I right? Can any one of you acknowledge me about this? Can we end this session? Yes. Okay, perfect. So let's end this session. Thank you so much, guys, for your time that you have given to us. So let's meet in the next Guru class. Let's meet in the next webinar. So thank you so much. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Shabba Khair. Thank you so much.